In the shadow of endless highways, we drive on rubber, tires grip the asphalt, silent and unyielding, but this dominion was not born in factories, it grew wild. First, a tree from the deep Amazon, Hevea brasiliensis, stretched its latex veins across continents. It bent to no command, empires rose on its sap, wars turned on its flow, yet today, we call it plantation stock, controlled, owned, the wild heart erased. What cannot be chained to profit slips from memory. This tree conquered roads and wars because it refused to be owned. Ancient food files, we are the keepers here. Dust gathers on forgotten ledgers, seeds long dormant stir in their vaults. This channel unearths what systems buried. If you seek to guard this knowledge against the tide, subscribe, lend your hand to the archive. Before you continue watching, please check the link I provided in this video's description. That way, you can verify it yourself. Now, let us turn the yellowed page. Enter the rainforest where Hevea first took root. Deep in the Amazon basin, where the Tapajós River carves the earth, the indigenous Manduricú knew it as Serenura, not a myth, but a living map. Their elders spoke of it in the long houses, under thatched roofs slick with rain. The tree stood tall, 30 meters, trunk pale and smooth as bone, bark scored with faint ridges, latex dripped from fresh cuts, milky white, clotting in the humid air like blood from a shallow wound, leaves clustered high, emerald fans trembling in the canopy wind, pods burst in season, scattering winged seeds on parabolic flights, evading the forest floor's decay. To the Manduricú, it was the vein of the earth, a giver that asked nothing. Their paths followed its groves, where jaguars prowled the understory. Biologically, Hevea was forged for eternity. Tap its trunk, and latex vessels, specialized tubes woven through the cambium, bleed the sap. An emulsion of rubber particles suspended in water. It coagulates on exposure, forming sheets tough as hide. The tree renews itself ceaselessly, cut deep, and new layers seal the wound, pumping fresh latex from roots that plunge 20 meters into clay. Ecologically, it thrived in chaos. Floods drowned rivals. Hevea floated its seeds above the waters. Droughts cracked the soil. Its deep taps endured. Pests gnawed lesser plants. The latex gummed their jaws. Self-renewing, permanent. In the Amazon's maelstrom of storm and silence, it was ideal. Survival incarnate. History bends to its proof. In 1736, French explorer Charles-Marie de la Condamine shipped the first samples from Ecuador to Europe. He watched indigenous hands score the bark, collect the flow in clay cups. By 1820, Thomas Hancock in London vulcanized it, heated with sulfur, into tires for horse-drawn carriages. Wars came. The American Civil War, 1861 to 1865. Confederate wagons rolled on Hevea treads across Virginia mud. World War I, 1914 to 1918, British tanks crushed Somme trenches, tires gripping shell-torn earth from Amazon shipments. Famine stalked Europe in 1917, rubber seals preserved food stores. Migrations followed. Brazilian Serenuras trekked into the forests during the 1870s rubber boom, tapping wild groves to feed global hunger. Lives saved. Collapses endured. The tree's sap carried armies through the night. But systems demand ownership. Hevea proved unmanageable. Wild trees scattered across millions of hectares, yielding on their terms, erratic, untamed. Industrialization craved uniformity. Plantations rose in Ceylon and Malaya by the 1890s. Clones grafted from smuggled seeds. Henry Wickham's theft in 1876 shipped 70,000 seeds from Brazil to Kew Gardens. Ownership followed, fenced estates, timed tappers, measured yields. The wild Amazon groves, inconvenient. Leaf blight, South American leaf blight, Microcyclus alae, ravaged monocultures abroad but spared the diverse jungle. Plantations burned infected rows. Profit required control. Storage silos filled with synthetic rivals. By the 1940s, wild Hevea became unownable excess. Harvest dwindled. Forests cleared for cattle. The tree that fueled empires slipped into irrelevance. Science whispers confirmation now. Studies from the Embrapa Amazonia in 2018 map its genome. 92,000 genes encoding latex resilience, drought tolerance unmatched by cultivars. Nutrition hides in the sap, antioxidants, Hydrocarbons binding carbon in soil for centuries. Ecology Journals, 2022, detail its role in agroforestry. Roots fix nitrogen, shade cocoa below, renew depleted earth. Ancient wisdom aligns. Manduraku methods, shallow diagonal cuts to avoid girdling. Eco-modern sustainable tapping. Quiet validation, the wild design persists in labs, unbidden. In the rubber baron's wake, cultural scars linger. Serenguras, debt slaves in the Putumayo, 1900 to 1910, tapped until collapse. Peruvian forests ran red with their blood under Julio Cesar Arana's whips. Survivors fled to cities, renouncing the Serengura as the scent of bondage. Generations turned from it. Children of tappers in Manaus markets now sell soy, not sap. Memory fractured, survival became shame, social forgetting sealed the wound. Modern fragility circles back, climate shifts scorch plantation belts. Malaysia's yields fell 15% in 2023 droughts. Soil collapse erodes monocrop estates. Hevia's wild mycorrhizae bind humus lost to tilling. Food insecurity looms. Tires fail, supply chains snap. Health crises mount from microplastics leaching from synthetics. The Amazon's hevea stands ready, diverse, light resistant, carbon sequestering. It conquered roads and wars once. It waits for the next unraveling. The knowledge was never lost, only set aside. Nature persists without decree. Hevea roots delve through time, latex vessels pulsing in the dark soil. Empires crumble, tires wear thin, patience is its creed. The earth turns inevitable arcs. Here, we preserve what endures. Subscribe to hold this thread against the forgetting.